Hello, welcome to another tutorial with Aaron. Today we're going to be continuing with our seventh chords, and we're still in the key of D. So I'm going to be combining and making it short. Okay, so I'm going to be combining the inversions and then the progressions together so that you can practice them. All right, so we first learned how to form the chords. All right, so we have the 1, 3, 5, 7 per the scales of the key of D. All right, so we have 1, 3, 5, 7. Then we have the 2, 4, 6, 1. Then we have the 3, 5, 7, 2. Then we have the 4, 6, 1, 3. We have the 5, 7, 2, 4. We have the chord 6 being 6, 1, 3, 5. And then the last one, which is the seventh chord, I want you to play this way. We're playing a diminished 7, all right? Okay, instead of this flat 5 minor, play a diminished, okay, because it's a diminished chord, all right? So let's stick with the diminished. So we're going to invert them. So if you're playing this, the very first thing you can do is to move this up. Then you have this chord, or you move this up like this. And then the last is to move this note up. Sorry. Yeah. So this way you can forget the third and then. Alright. Okay, so that's the first inversion. Let's move on to the chord 2. Now we've inverted this before in the key of C. The E moves up, the G moves up. I love playing it this way. Alright. Then the B also moves up. You can play. Okay, so now let's move to the chord 4. Okay, so let me play it. The F sharp moves. The A moves. The C sharp moves. Okay. And then the last one, the E moves back to the root position. Alright, so let's move on to chord 5. Sorry, chord 4. The G moves. The B can move. Now the D can also move. Alright. Okay. And if this one moves again back to the root position. Now let's move on to the chord of 5. Chord 5. We have the A7 chord. The A can move. Then the C sharp can move. Then the E2 can move. the G can move again. So sorry, let's look at something here. I played like this. So first the A will move here, then like this, then like this. Okay, then back to the 7th chord. The G7 or the 7th chords, especially where it's only 7, there's no like major, minor. When it comes to Ghanaian music, we use it a lot. Something like in the key of F. We like using. Let me see. Yeah, the G7 like this before the suspended. So the G7 has its own place. When you're about to end a song, it can be used as a fifth chord before you move on to the chord 1. All right, so let's move on to the chord 6, B, D, then the F sharp, back to. Okay, so it can be like this. All right. So after this, we're going to be playing the 7th chord, which is like this, and then add the 7 to it. All right. The interesting thing about this chord is that 1, 2, 3, 4. It's made up of 4 notes, and this same chord is for all these 4 notes. What do I mean? If I play this chord and I play C sharp, it's a C sharp diminished 7. Now, if I play it with an E, so it becomes E diminished 7. If I play it with G, it's the same. If I play it with B flat, it's the same. So you can use this particular chord for all these 4 keys. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So when I'm inverting it, the C sharp can move this way, and you can still use it for these same chords or keys. All right. So there is another one. The E moves here. All right. So when you play the G diminished, you can use it. It becomes C sharp, E, or the B flat. All right. So that is it for these inversions. Now let's apply it in a progression. Okay, so you can start on a 4, then you move on to a 3, to a 2, then you play a 2 over the 5. Okay, so invert this, then when it comes to this, we play. That's an inversion. Then a 2 like this, E minor, then or we can play this one. All right, so the inversions will just help you to play, and I'll tell you that most of the times, if I want to use a major or a minor, you can use it on a chord 4, you can use it on a chord 3, you can use it on a 2, and then on a 6. Okay. But for the 5, most of the times I play the add 9. Okay. All right. Or a suspended chord, which we would also learn after this series. After this series, I think I would have to teach you the suspended chords so that we can use them in our songs. For example, if I was to play so if I was to play a 5 and playing it in a suspended like this, but I can use this for a chord 7 like this. 4, sorry, a 3, and then a 2, back to a 1. All right, so thank you for being a part of this tutorial. With the next tutorial, going to be tackling the E flat chord, and then the E. We started with a C, so I hope we are able to do it fast and then catch up. Thank you for being a part of this tutorial. God bless you.